for tuning in. So first Wednesday flow class. This will be an hour-long class, give or take. We'll keep the theme for August on the hips. So let's get started. So first thing we'll do, let's heels towards our seat, laying on our backs, one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Just taking a moment to settle in. Feeling a sense of elongation from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Similar action in the shoulders as they draw open to your left and right. Let's take a moment here to adjust more into a Baddha Konasana position. So soles of the feet together, knees slaying out to the sides. Here, focusing a little bit more on the pelvis, taking nice deep inhales as you breathe into the front of the hips, into the sides, towards the back of the lungs, the front of the chest. And on the exhale, feeling the belly pulled in, maybe subtle drop of the knees, open a bit more. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Expanding out. Exhale. Pulling in. From here, let's pull the knees in towards the chest. And take a moment to circle out the knees, so cupping both. You can relax the head here, exploring the outer rim of the hips. And let's reverse directions. And we'll continue to work with the legs. So now let's hold I'll mirror your left knee in place. And then let's work on just creating some circles manually with our right knee. And reverse directions. And switching back to the other leg, let's go more of a straight leg position if we can, circling around. So we'll make this a little bit bigger. So we'll take that foot out, try to keep the belly pulled in. So from a side view, low back is still tight on the ground. Circling out to the side, coming up, and drawing back down. Again, keeping the core engaged so everything's pulled in. Opening out to the side, up, and coming back. Do another one in this direction, opening out to the side, coming back, and reverse. Out to the side first, again, belly pulled in, so low back stays in contact with the ground. Times total. Try to keep both hip bones square up towards the ceiling. Good, and release. Relax your head for a moment, take a breath. Now let's do the same thing on the other side. So hugging that knee in, keeping that rocking chair spine, taking that leg. We'll start up first. Down, out to the side, up, and through. Twice more like that. Out to the side as much as you can, scooping up. Last one in this direction. And reverse. Both hips stay square. Try to keep that low back. in contact with the ground. And hug both knees in. Let's drop the knees. And from here, drop over to your right. Inhale back through center and over to the left. Back to center here, hug the knees in. Let's rock back and forth. Let's come up to a seated position. So both knees open nice and wide out to the sides, holding on to both shins here. Let's inhale, pull through your shoulders. So sticking the butt out, chest up, head up, look towards the ceiling, side view. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, spread the shoulders across the back. Again, inhale, stick the butt out, open the chest. Exhale, round over. One more time. And then from here, let's swing the legs around. We'll go into tabletop position. Tuck the toes, rotate the fingers towards the knees. On the inhale, find upward facing dog. Excuse me, upward facing cow pose. Exhale, round into your cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more time. Plant the hands back to neutral. So let's work with our leg here. So I'm going to turn slightly. Maybe I'll move the yoga mat over so you can see it just a little bit better. So from here, what we'll do with the right leg is I want you to think about taking that right leg towards the center of your mat. So you're making a triangle between your hands and your knee, and then turn your right foot out a little bit more towards the side. So like 4 o'clock on, hands on a clock. And then from there, let's start to pitch the weight towards the right. So everything from the front view is leaning a bit more towards the right, posting out our back leg, like so. And from here, let's do a little bit of rocking. So you're making a little C-shaped rock towards the side, trying to feel a little bit of stretch on the outside of the hip here. Again, your foot is turned out a bit towards the right. 2 more rocks here. You can always place a cushion underneath your knee if this is uncomfortable. Good. And let's take a moment. So we're in center. We'll pivot that back foot with the right foot in towards center, and then turn it over towards the right. So almost as if you're setting up for a pigeon. And then same thing here. We're going to pitch our weight a little bit more out to our right side, leaning our butt towards that right corner. And again, just creating a rocking sensation. So you should be a little bit more on the outside of your shin rather than on your knee. Inhale, rocking forward. Exhale, rocking back. Let's take 2 more. Good. Bring the knee back to neutral, foot back to neutral, and let's switch sides. So this time the left foot dead on the mat, make a triangle between your hands. That foot will turn as best you can towards the outside, towards that left side. Right foot posts out. We're going to pitch and stick our butt out to the left and making that little C swoop towards that left. Then inhale as you rock forward, exhale, rocking back, feeling the stretch towards the outside of the butt. Two more. Good. Pivot that foot back to neutral. And then this time, like you'd be setting up pre-pigeon pose, rotate it a little bit more towards that right side of the mat. But same idea though, we're gonna stick our butt over towards the left. Again, just rocking back and forth. See if you can get more on towards the outside of your shin. And this side front view. Good. And release. Let's open knees out wide, shift back, child's pose. Walk the hands up and over to the right. Inhale through center and over to the left. The center, shift forward, tuck the toes, find downward facing dog. Take a moment here, pedal up the feet. As you drive the heel, look underneath the same armpit. On the next breath, let's find stillness. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk those feet towards the hands. Take a moment, just let the knees relax. Let your entire upper body drape as much as it can on your front thighs. Back of the hands can be on the floor. And with those soft knees, let's roll our way up, vertebra by vertebra. Hands will reach out to the sides. Inhale, up and overhead. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Take a breath here. On the next inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant the hands. Let's take our left foot back. Soft bend in the knees. If you need to, come to the fingertips. Roll those shoulders back like you're in a cow spine. Inhale. Exhale, flat hands all the way back to high plank. Let's drop those knees. Start to lower yourself down towards the ground. Untuck the toes. Inhale, find cobra. And exhale, lower. Press to the knees. Tuck the toes, shift back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg reaches behind. On the exhale, pull that knee up and in, step somewhere between or behind the hands. Soft bend the knees. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, fold towards the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Press the floor away. Hands follow. And exhale the hands to heart center. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen. Plant the hands, this time right foot steps back. Bending that knee, inhale, open the chest. Plant the hands, take it back to high plank. Exhale, drop yourself down. Inhale once again, cobra position. Maybe one more vertebra off the floor. Shoulders draw back. Try to feel a gentle stretch in the front of the chest. And exhale, lower. Press to the knees. Shift back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. On the exhale, step that between or behind the hands. Then the knee. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step. Fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Press the floor away, hands follow. And exhale the hands to heart center. Take a breath. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant the hands. Let's take it all the way back to high plank position. From high plank, you can either drop the knees again or taking chaturanga dandasana, high to low push-up, untuck the toes in, upward facing dog. Belly pulls up and in, try to lengthen through your low back. Find more wrinkles in your upper back. Good, and on the exhale, pike, shift that, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. On the inhale, left lift. Exhale, carve that through the air, step between and behind the hands. This time, drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Exhale here, and inhale, rise up to a lunge position. So we're gonna change this up kind of right away with this one. So just checking in with your back hip, really trying to be in line where your knee is directly over top. So everything's making this kind of 90-degree angle, front leg and back leg. Let's really focus on tucking our tailbone here. So holding on to your pelvis. Think about pouring water out of the back of your pelvis. So tuck your tailbone and squeeze your right butt cheek. Both hands plant on your front thigh. Take a nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, find a cat spine. So really feel that sense of caving in the chest as your chest tries to get behind your hips. What you should feel is a pull in the front of the hip here. And what you can do is reach your right hand forward and make a fist, drawing that slightly over to the left. Nice deep inhales, breathe into your right armpit. Deep exhale, pulling up and in through the belly. One more breath here. Good, let's release that. And now we'll take this a little bit deeper. So let's shimmy our left foot forward a bit more. So much so that we come into that half split position. So side view, knee is directly again in line. From here, on the inhale, let's bend our knee, flex our foot. See if we can try to stick our butt out and open the chest like we do in a cow. And on the exhale, straight leg, round the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tail, and the cat. Again, inhale, then knee flex the foot, pull the chest forward. Exhale, point the toes, straight leg, round. You can always flatten the hands if you need blocks. Bring the floor closer to you. Feel free. One more time. And then from here, let's slide our front foot in just enough so the sole of the foot comes onto the ground. Shift your weight down and forward. So we're in a much deeper lunge now. Front hip is aiming towards your front heel. Start to walk the hands up the thigh. Staying here, inhale, or on the exhale, pushing the knee away, starting to open the chest. So still sending your hips down and forward. Let's even place our hands on our low back here. So trying to feel that tuck in the pelvis once again. Shoulders can roll back. Inhale, open the chest. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Each exhale, maybe the hips shift a little bit more down and forward. One more breath. Exhale, release both hands to the ground. Tuck the toes, come back, high plank. Again, drop the knees or high to low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, shift back, downward facing dog. Take a breath. And let's do the sequence on the other side. Inhale, right leg lift. Exhale, do your best to step that somewhere between or behind the hands. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, we'll rise up to a lunge. And again, trying to make everything this 90-degree angle. Both hands in your, well, let's go tuck first. So tuck that tailbone underneath, squeezing your left butt cheek this time. Inhale, get tall in the spine first. Exhale, push the knee away, round your spine like a cat. Keep your chin tucked now. Inhale, reach your left hand forward and take it over to the right fist. Drawing up and in with your breath, think scooping up
Inhale, exhale, fully out, belly in towards the spine. One more breath. You have a fist, but don't over clench, no white knuckles. Good, release. Let's take both hands down now. Let's take that front foot forward, same sequence on the side. So inhale, bend the knee, flex the foot, open the chest. Exhale, point the toes, round the spine, straight leg. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Twice more. Slide that foot in just enough so it's on the ground. Walk the hands forward, pitch that hip down and forward. Walk your hands up your thighs. Inhale here, or exhale, start to press that slightly. And then if we want to take this further, fingertips can be down or up. Down might be a little bit easier with wrists. Both hands on that back. Think about pushing your tailbone, tucking your tailbone underneath you. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale, open the chest. Each exhale, maybe that pelvic floor drops a little bit closer to the front heel. You don't have to overdo this if you feel pinching in the back. 2 more breaths. Very nice. Exhale, release. Back to high plank once more. Start to lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, shift back, downward facing dog. Let's take a moment, drop the knees, shift back. Child's pose. Let's have our palms open. We're reading a book as we shift back. One more breath here. And then bringing those hands underneath, tuck the toes, shift back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk those feet towards the hips. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Press the floor away. Start to rise. And exhale, the hands to heart center. Take a nice deep inhale here. Deep exhale. Take 3 more breaths. If you want, you can grab water real quick. Okay. So let's go on to a little bit of balance. Take us a bit further. So we'll go into a half kneeling posture. And we'll try to do this more of an active version. So less using the support of your hands and more on the strength of your hips. So I'll demo with the first side. And let's go, or you can follow along, obviously. And let's go with our right leg coming up first. So first things first, let's feel a sense of rooting through our left leg. So a sense of pressing down, almost so much that the right leg slightly hovers off the ground. Once you feel stable here, let's pull that knee straight forward. Now we'll open the knee out to the side, out to the right. Once you're here, we'll start to create a hinge in our hip. And try to reach into our half moon. So our back foot kicks towards the back wall, our crown of the head goes towards that front wall. Your gaze may change towards the floor, and your hands reach north and south. So we're trying not to completely touch and collapse here. So try to find that you're pressing the ground away, stabilizing through your legs here, barely using your fingers for balance. Let's take one more breath here. And try to come out the same way we came in. So starting to bend your back leg, press, push the floor away, rising up, out, and down. Nice. Shake it out. Now let's try the same thing on the other side. So take a moment. Move down with that right foot, so that you feel like you're slightly pressing or lifting your left hip off the ground. Left leg comes forward, opens out, head goes towards the front wall. I'm just changing my orientation so you can see me. Hands north and south. Belly pulls in. One more breath here. And then control, control, control. On the way out, lift up through the pelvic floor. Knee stays high, chest coming up, circling around, forward and down. Nice. Let's shake that out. So let's make that a transition into a little bit of a standing series here. So let's go back to our right leg coming off the floor for balance. So we'll do the same movement, half moon. So modification, so let's go into the half moon if you haven't. We didn't speak of on a modification, but if one were to take one, it would be bent legs like so. So no matter what, let's try to reach for a moment. Inhale, and on the exhale, we'll step back to warrior two. So softly bend your front leg, step into your warrior two position. Back foot is parallel with the back side of the mat. Front foot is perpendicular to the front side of the mat. And the heel intersects dead center basically with your arm. From there, you should be able to see your big toe. So think about kind of like squeezing your butt here to tuck it underneath you. And then hands reach out in front. Looking over that front middle finger. Inhale, let's flip the front palm. Just taking a moment here to feel an expansion and a stretch of the front side of the ribs. And on the exhale, two options, elbow to the thigh or to the floor. We'll go into revolve triangle. So hand reaching forward or down here. And see if you can create even more space in your groin by trying to reach your knee away from your elbow. So it's really trying to open out towards that side. Should feel it fire up. Let's take one more breath here. Exhale, let's place both hands down. And what we'll do is transition towards a skandasana with that same side leg. So let's pivot our left foot in a little bit. So it's now at more of a 45-degree angle. Hand sinking towards that leg. So from this view, on the side of your mat, here, or if you can, this position. We'll just stay for two more breaths. Here or here. Good, and then let's place those hands back down. Pivot both hands forward, and let's drop our back knee, untuck the toes. We're in a lizard lunge position. So we're here in a nice deep position. What you can do is open to the blade edge side of your left foot and just create some rocking motion here. And from here, let's place one hand on the thigh. Inhale, exhale, push that knee away. One more breath here. And placing that foot back in. Let's tuck the toes. What we'll do is kick it back, bend the knee, open the hip here. Taking it back to downward facing dog, staying here, or optional vinyasa. No matter what, let's inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk those feet towards the hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Press the floor away, start to rise, hands will follow. And exhale the hands to center. Take a breath. Then let's do the same sequence on the other side. So starting with our half moon, pouring the weight more into our right leg, left leg comes up. Inhale. On the exhale, think about a string pulling in both directions. Crown the head towards the front wall, heel towards your back wall, coming into your half moon. Active here, inhale, start to bend your front leg, pitch your weight back softly as you can into your warrior two. Adjust your feet if you need to. Try to feel those butt muscles activate so your knees then open out towards the right. Look forward. Try to soften the ribs down. Flip that front palm, reach up and back. And on the exhale, elbow to the thigh, hand reaching overhead, or hand comes down towards the floor. And then the same concept here, try to see if you can activate through your glutes by stretching your inner thigh, reaching that knee away from the elbow. One more breath here. And then exhale, what we'll do is shift this towards a skandasana. What we'll do is pivot on our heel, turning our foot to 45-degree angle, sitting low. So option one, elbow on the thigh. Option two, coming lower or spinning onto our heel. Again, from side view, here, here, or here. Try to keep this knee opening out. Two more breaths. And then no matter what, lift up through your pelvic floor. I'll change my orientation. Walk your hands, drop your back knee, untuck the toes. We'll find lizard lunge. Take a breath first. And tuning back in. Let's open that foot out to the side, creating a few rocks, dropping your hip low, and rocking back. You're more than welcome to drop down to the forearms, a little bit more intense in that position. On the next breath, let's place our hand on that thigh, starting to think about that sense of rotating, not only just pushing, but you're twisting that thigh open. You can open the chest, roll your shoulders back. One more breath here. Exhale, release both hands down, tuck those toes, back to downward facing dog. Breath here, or vinyasa. Start to make our way towards our grounding postures here. So let's take an inhale. The left leg will lift. Now on the exhale, we'll find pigeon or a modification for pigeon pose. So taking your left foot behind your right hand, you can widen your other hand out, your left hand out, coming into position here. So this is one option. If you need to place a blanket underneath your left foot, you can. Trying to get that shin as perpendicular with the front side of your mat as you can. If you can't, 45-degree angle can be a little bit better, as long as it's not painful on the knee. And if this position isn't possible at all, let's 90-degree angle position, like so. here. This is kind of step number one if you can't get towards your pivot. No matter what position you are in, let's take a moment here to get nice and tall in our spine. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, think of bowing down, belly first, chest, then head.
Focus on the idea of the spiraling inwards towards your leg, like your belly button is trying to turn itself a bit more towards the left. Focus in where you can release some tension. Maybe it's in the hips. Maybe it's in the jaw or the eyebrows. Let's take 2 more breaths here.
Start to make your way back up. Plant both hands, tuck the toes, kick it back, downward facing dog. And you can pedal out the feet here, circle the hip out, whatever feels good. Throw on these lights, so you can see me a little bit better. Okay, so let's meet in downward facing dog. And take it to the other side. Inhale, right leg lifts. Stepping that foot to behind your left hand. Right hand can walk out to help you adjust accordingly. Straight leg or that 90-90 position. 45-degree angle if needed for the front leg. No matter what, inhale, stay tall for a moment. Exhale, fold.
You can cross your hands, using it as a pillow. Focus on the exhales being longer than your inhales. No matter what, nice deep breaths, fully in and fully out. Sometimes it can help to count. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 4. 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale for 2. 2. Exhale for 4. 3, 4. 2 more breaths like that.
And then let's start to walk ourselves back up. Plant the hands, kick it back. Downward facing dog. Then swivel it out if you need to. Let's drop our knees out wide, shift back, child's pose.
From here, let's take it to a seat. So we'll work on more of a straddle position as one of our other seated postures. So the first thing we'll do is take it into our wide-legged forward fold position, but we'll go from side to side. So at first, this doesn't have to be anything extreme. It could be like your, 70% max of your width. Something where it shouldn't feel like as soon as you open your legs that you feel like you're gonna die. So in this position, also you wanna feel like your chest is up. If it's hard and you feel like you're falling over here, you can always place a blanket or something underneath that's going to help you be in more of an upright position. Maybe even have to slightly bend your knees. No matter what, let's focus on our right leg first. So what we'll do is let's start to walk our right hand towards the inside of that leg. And start to reach out until you start to feel a mild stretch in that hamstring or in the inner thigh. With a straight arm, take a nice deep inhale. And I want you to just feel like you're getting this leg nice and heavy into the ground. So there's a little tension being built. And on the exhale, doing your best to relax. And if you can, drop your elbow to the ground. Maybe it doesn't drop. So we'll stay with the hand where it is if it doesn't. If your elbow does drop, let's walk that hand out a little bit further. Same thing. We'll do this twice more. Inhale, building slight tension, driving to the ground. Exhale, dropping to the elbow if you can. And then again, walk your hand out a bit further. Other hand could be on your thigh if you need to. Inhale, driving down, feel your hamstrings build up, slight tension, building up over time, nothing, no 0 to 100. And exhale, so you can drop the elbow. No matter where you were at in this position, let's now take our other hand overhead. If we can grab onto the foot, awesome. Doesn't have to happen. Reaching here, maybe it's here. Let's take 2 more breaths. If we can, really trying to rotate so that you can look up towards the ceiling. And then you use that leg, the strength of your leg to help you press and come back out. So take a breath in the center. And let's take it to the other side. If you want to take this a little bit further, this leg might be open a little bit. One hand closes on that leg, other hand's behind. And you can scoot your butt a little bit more forward. Just an option, not necessary. And let's walk over now to the left. Same thing here. Inhale, building a little bit of tension in that hamstring so you're driving your heel into the ground or the whole entire leg. Exhale, see if you can drop the elbow. If you can, walk the hand out further, restraining out the elbow. Inhale. Exhale, see if you can drop the elbow. Walk the hand out further. Inhale, building tension, nice and slow. Exhale, drop the elbow. And if you can, reach into the toe or staying up high. Either way, let's take 2 more breaths here. So rotate your chest open. Think about the idea of your heart reaching up and over towards your toes rather than just your head ducking down towards your knee, finding length here. And exhale, release. Let's come back and now we'll find a center position. So now it should feel a little bit easier to get into center. Again, if you want, you can scoot open a little bit more, just more extreme if you want to go that far. So either way here, let's feel the sense that our belly button is the first thing that's trying to touch. So you could always use a block or a blanket, something underneath that will give you some feedback here. You can, this is a small mat, but you can try to roll that up. If you can, same thing here, we'll walk our hand up, Take a nice deep inhale, and this time both of our heels start to drive into the ground, creating some tension. And on the exhale, see if we can drop our elbows. Again, maybe that doesn't happen, and that's okay. We're still gonna work in this position, or this position. Either way, walk the hands out just a little bit. Inhale, drive those heels into the ground, building slight tension. Exhale, see if you can drop the elbows. Take a breath. Walk the hands out further if you can. Again, inhale, driving down, slowly and gradually, more tension. And exhale, drop the elbows. If you can, maybe you drop down to the chest. We'll take 2 more breaths here, whatever position you are in, even if it's up here. And walk your way back up. Let's cup under our knees, pulling them back to our 90-degree position. Take a moment here. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tail. Both hands on either side. Let's pivot in and pivot out. It's really nice work. I know those can be very intense postures to finish class, but very beneficial, particularly if you're taking, your breaking classes or Duran's class. Good, and let's release onto our backs. Hug those knees in. Take a moment in happy baby here. Holding on to the soles of the feet. So you can make this a resting posture, or very similar to how we just did. Legs can start to, maybe it's one and then the other, but similar to the wide-legged forward fold. If you can't, trying to keep the low back close to the ground, knees close to the floor here. Holding on to the Achilles, your heels, your toes. Relax your head if you can. Again, this is just an option. If you can't do that or you feel really hard tugging in your low back, stop. Go back to this position here. One more breath wherever you've chosen. Start to release, pull the legs back in. Let's take a moment. Hands come into fists. And I want you to place those fists in between your knees. And then from here, try to feel a nice little arch in your low back. Squeeze and release. You might even feel a pop in your pelvis. Then try to tuck your pelvis like a rocking chair, like we've done before with our low back. And squeeze again. One more time, try to create a little arch so you can fit your fingertips underneath. Squeeze, release. Tuck your tailbone, squeeze, release. It can be just a really nice reset for that pelvis after we do those straddle positions. Let's place hands in the cactus arm position. Right foot on the ground, left foot crosses over. Take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, drop those knees over to the left. One more breath here. Back through center. Inhale. And exhale, just drop completely over to the right.
through center. Let's take it with the left leg. So foot on the ground, right foot over. Inhale, exhale, drop over. So your knees don't have to touch your mind, don't. Maybe it's my back, who knows. But what you should feel is a little bit of a stretch in the front of that left hip and then to the low back. One more breath here. Keep the legs crossed. Use your belly to pull in from the center and over to the left. Back to center on the inhale. Hug the knees in one more time. And on the exhale, let's find Shavasana. You fly out, palms face up, settling the muscles and bones to the earth. A moment here to smile, giving yourself some credit for tuning in and taking your body through a nice little internal shower. Just bringing your focus now back to this breath, in this moment, then this breath, this moment.
Take a nice deep inhale. Deep exhale. Let ripples of movement carry out through the body once more. And on the inhale, let's reach out long. And on the exhale, gather in toward your favorite side, the front and center. Taking a breath to reset. And let's come up to a seated position. Eyes closed, spine straight. Soft smile. Let's bring hands to the heart center, into the space between the eyebrows. Thank you all for coming out this evening, sharing your movement with me and with one another. I respect to you and your practice. Namaste. Good work. Thank you so much. Hopefully see you